Yep, hi all, so it's May 2020, COVID times. Quick look around my DMC-12. So restored this a couple of years ago, year and a half ago roughly. 6 months to restore it. Now it's looking totally sweet. Really enjoying driving it. So they've got the new States plates. Out of time, of course. 0882 for my VIN number. So the bonnet's not closed at the moment, that's why there's a sort of gap. But yep, so my car came from Canada, and basically it was in this light silver for the fascias. So I've resprayed these recently, just in line with keeping it as per how it arrived from Canada. And it adds a bit of it makes it a bit more individual, I guess. Nothing wrong, of course, with the standard colour. I just fancied leaving it in the colour it came with. Which is that. Spent a lot of time trying to sort of get the bumpers right as well. In terms of the black bits, the lines between the silver and the black, polishing the black aspect as well. Because of course the whole bumper is made up of that black. It is technically black like that. So to get the lines is quite tricky. So I've got LED lights everywhere apart from the headlights. And so yeah, I haven't cleaned the car necessarily this weekend, but it's looking pretty sweet as it is. I use the stuff here, waterless wash. I basically never washed a car with water. I mean, obviously if I was driving out on a disgusting day, maybe I might do, but of course I tend to drive this on dry days, so I just use this, spray it on, grey microfiber cloths, job done. So I've got at the front, I've got the Spax suspension at the front, which is way better than the original, than the standard units, the DeLorean Europe, I believe, shocks I had. This is much softer ride. You can adjust it down to 25 different positions, whatever. So I've got it on one of the softer settings, and honestly it transforms how this car rides. It's now a pleasure to drive around, a real bone shaker. And I was always worried when it was uncomfortable that something might get damaged in there as well, or might pull to one side or something and it hits a pothole. But now it drives really nice. So it's all standard height as well. So that's that. The golden doors. So stainless steel, tinted glass, standard. DMC stainless. Logos on there. This is my multimeter here that I use. Really good quality, using test to dwell. So I'm due to test to dwell at some point, because I've been recently I've been doing a bit of fine tuning on it. Lovely seats, original, really nice. You've got sort of change holder there, ashtray. You've got fog lights for the UK, which you have to add in yourself. You've got the standard flux capacitor, as everyone always says, where's your flux capacitor? And I'm like, there it is. Can't afford the one that goes in the back, but I would get it if I had enough money. And you've got the my Gator was knackered, the leather one, so I replaced it with one of these, and I really like it. And I know there's lots of feedback saying people don't like it or whatever, and some people say they do love it, and I really like it. I had to adjust my driving style ever so slightly to go from first to second, because if I drove it as I would normally drive, it would ever so slightly touch this here. So now I just throw the gear shifter ever so slightly different position, and once I've sort of retrained myself to do that, it's just completely fine. Got the standard Craig radio there, the red wires from the tape adapter to go down to my iPhone. COVID times, so you need your hand sanitizer in the car. Mobile phone, cup holder in a minute, I'll show you that. Standard procedure almanac, always need that on the dashboard. You can see it's got quite cracked, where it's obviously a bit old and dried out. We're showing mileage, we're showing up at 74,000 miles, and I've done 750 miles. And I know that's right because the button here broke. So what I did is when I got the car, I pressed it in to reset it, and then just left it. So I've done 750 miles so far, which is cool. It drives absolutely lovely. Original, nice carpet, cleaned it recently. It's lovely to sit in. You can't really sort of get a sense, but when you compare it to other cars, it's super low. I've got no air conditioning in this car. It did come with air conditioning, but the unit by the radiator was knackered. So I replaced most of the components apart from that, and just simply sort of run out of money, and I thought, you know what, I don't really need to have air conditioning at this stage in the UK for what I drive it with. So just build it back together again without that. And obviously having not having that unit at the front might also mean the car might run cooler as well, because the air hasn't got to go through that and then into the radiator. But a future job is I will purchase that unit from DeLorean Go and spend some more time getting the gas checked, drained, all that sort of stuff, the aircon, and go from there. So yeah, 5-speed box. Can't really get any underneath shots, but the chassis underneath is lovely. I think it's too dark in there. So I've done a body off restoration over 6 months. Yeah, you can't really see it, I haven't got any torches, but it's all been body offed, greyed, engine oil's been removed, painted all black, you know, with any components are black, stainless steel plates in here, lovely grey chassis. You've got this, you can't really see actually, so I'll take it out, but it's all looking lovely underneath there, all detailed shocks. Cleaned the tyres with a toothbrush the other day, so you have to get them between the spokes. I'm sure there's a better tool out there, but for toothbrush works. Actually, a modified toothbrush, I even had to modify the sides of the toothbrush to get right into the corner. So it's a modified toothbrush. DMC logos with the new decals on. Stainless steel down there. So the lovely plates, and again, I resprayed the fascias very recently, last couple of weeks, in that silver that I like. And again, spent ages and ages trying to get this the line between the silver and the black neat. And that took absolutely ages, but it's all good. Open that up. Nice. So normally I lock this, but obviously I prepared myself to show you. We've got the vacuum hose routing there. So the vacuum hoses are all these yellow items. So these would normally be black. You can get them different colours, but I went for yellow because I thought it's so easy to be able to sort of trace where they go in. So if I have any problems with anything running, you know, you can sort of follow it round and see underneath. And when you're having to shine torches in there or cameras in there, maybe you can make sure they're all connected. It's much easier than black, and they look cool in yellow as well, bit of colour. So that's that. But the car's been very extremely reliable so far. I've got the optional cover here to stop effectively meant to be for snow and ice and rainwater getting in here and around this sort of accelerator mechanism here. Mainly is ice on your accelerator mechanism. Obviously I don't drive it with snow and ice, but thought, you know what, just buy it, stick it on, you know, always remove it. Standard air filter system on there, upgraded the other day. You got the stainless steel coolant bottle from DeLorean Go, of course, plus the performance induction kit, which is meant to add an extra 5 horsepower, but for me, I'm doing it in order to help the engine breathe easier. So you have to sort of rev nicer, run cooler, fractionally cooler, but just and it's meant to give you better miles per gallon as well. So a combination of those items as opposed to any speed items, and it also simplifies it here. Because before you had a sort of a stainless steel hose coming down from a stove plate there, and obviously you had the mechanism here with a valve in that heats up, that draws warm air in or draws cool air in. Everyone on the internet says you don't really need it unless you want to leave it absolutely standard. Sort of stifles the engine. So you know what? This looks way better. Nice and neat, and actually that pipe fits quality. It's convoluted pipe, but it's really good quality. You bend it into shape, and it stays there. And so this end here goes inside of this one. This one here goes on the outside of this one, and it's all it's quality. Simple. And again, normally with the power one, you'd have LED lights in there, which is cool. Got the standard sticker there that I really like. Nice stainless steel. And you've got the carpet set in there, about 25 quid in the UK off eBay. Some tasty, as you saw, damage on there. You've got the damage on here. You know, at some point I could potentially do something with this, but it is stitched. For me, it adds some character. It's not a priority at all. Having the engine running beautifully and just using it and driving it now is my thing. Seat forwards. The battery goes underneath here. Oh, actually behind there there's a cubby hole with a lockable cubby hole. Battery underneath there. Now there is a plastic cover for this, which I have got, but as I turn the power on and off here, see that there, off, on, I leave it off. Also, if I'm going to a classic car show, I will just stick it on, but really no one ever looks underneath there, you know. So that's that. And so you've got the area there to put your shopping. So I do my my sort of weekly shop. and yeah, fit about at least 4 bags on there, a couple of bags on there, and a bag on the floor, and I've still got room under the bonnet. So lots of room. So we've here, this side here, we've got the Henninger door strut. So when I got the car, this door here was seized shut. Just managed to unseize it, unjam it, get it open. Heavy as hell because the original bar has snapped. So about this much has snapped off this end. So what I did is, as I was spending an absolute, quite a sort of small fortune on this car with new bits, I managed to get a Henninger bar, one of the last ones, which was something like £150 posted from America. That sort of money, so with taxes, etc. It was about £200 delivered. Whereas I think the original bar, if I could have got one, was something like £500. So that's that. So that's really good. So I've adjusted these, both of these doors to be spot on. So the best technique of adjusting them is some of my other videos, but ultimately it's easy. So you remove the T-panel, you then support the door on something like your carport, for example, or along a broom handle, something as easy as that. Remove the door struts here, and then that then allows you to open up that door an extra bit of distance. So let me close this. So at the moment you can see the door is at that angle there. So with the strut removed, the T-panel removed, it has to be the T-panel, you can get this door to go straight upwards. You know, just an extra bit of clearance like that. And that's how they did it at factory. That's how they installed the torsion bars at factory. So obviously you do that, you prop up the door a little bit higher, you know, and then that allows you to undo the two 30mm bolts, which are about here somewhere. And then you can pull the bracket off, twist it around a spline or one spline either way, or tighten it or loosen it. Back on again, you can use the same bolts, super easy, retighten it, lower it down slightly, connect up the strut, and then test it. Really easy. And if you find it's too strong or you made it too weak, so you think if it's too weak, you know, you get the door going and it goes up that sort of distance, then tighten up a spline. If it goes up too powerful and it gets to the top and it sort of bounces, then that's potentially too powerful, or you've got crap, cheapo sort of struts. These struts are these sort of soft opening struts. So they're meant to sort of, when it gets to the top, it's meant to go that bit slower. So I don't know if I can show you on this, but put it under the bottom there. That's it. And same as the other one. Got a little bit of a squeak on there, but it's just the rubber seal. There's a rubber seal where the strip seal on there. I do sort of put lubrication on it, but it's just you know, squeaky seal. That's all. That's really nice. And versus the other side, which is the original torsion bar, which as you can see here, is just a straight bit of stainless steel, which is like cryogenically frozen and twisted. That kind of something to those words or effect. That's that. And I put the bonnet. Getting the same sort of struts in there, not soft opening ones, but the same type of struts. Got the standard camera from Back to the Future. Got my tools and accessories in there, like a laser temperature gun, some cable tie basically, in order to keep the engine lid open. So the engine lid stays open fine, but obviously when you're at a classic car show, I put the cable tie around it, just so if any member of the public comes along and tries to close it, or the wind catches it or something, it doesn't damage anything. So little things like that, you know, just a few little, as well as the original registration plates are in there as well, spare bulbs. Got your Pizza Hut there, your Walkman from Back to the Future, restoration pictures, hoverboard homemade, hat. Got these bars here are really good, so I'll get that on there. And ultimately, these are a pair of stilts, kids stilts, 15 quid, and they basically just slot in there, and they obviously extend out like a pair of stilts do to the other one here. You can twist it, lock it in place, and that obviously just slightly deters people from getting in the car at shows. So when I go to the classic car shows, generally, if I can, I want to leave the doors open so everyone can have a look at the car and all that. But obviously I don't want to be stood at the car all day. I want to go and walk around. So if it looks good, I'll put the bars in to stop people getting in the car. Otherwise people would literally get in the car all day long. One person gets in, everyone then pretty much gets in. You know, so I'll put those on. And obviously if there's a car show and everyone is still taking the mix, then you just close the doors. There we are. And that's it. So plates are looking good. And I say you've got the DeLorean Go radiator underneath, a So this mixture of sort of SPAC suspension, new suspension at the back, transforms the car. Fully restored chassis. A little bit of welding was done to it. New rebuilt steering system. You know, all the bushes, all that sort of stuff. And so there's still other jobs that I can do, you know, but for now it's working absolutely spot on. I've got the cat bypass on the back. Otherwise, you know, it's pretty fairly standard. There we are. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, bloody sweet ass car. Love it. Cheers.